So the musicologist says, many critics complain of the disproportion between text and music in Handel's Da Capo areas. I don't even know what that means, but cool. What part of the argument is that? What do you think? Are you there, Gina?
Yes.
What part of the argument would you put this first sentence into?
I think it's the conclusion.
Is it though? Who agrees or disagrees? This is a great learning moment. What do you think, Nikki?
That is an opinion of others.
Yes, do we
Yes,
see this,
yes,
Gina?
yes.
This is why we break these up into these. Many critics complain. So we're talking about someone else. This is an opinion of others. So many critics complain this. And then we go on to say these texts. So we're talking about these Handel de Caperas arias or whatever are generally quite short and often repeated well beyond what is needed for literal understanding. What part of the argument is that, Lauren?
I think I had it as the conclusion, but I don't think it is. I think it's more facts or background information.
Yeah, does anybody else? Yes, background information / facts. Because that's just what happens, right? Like we can't argue with it. It's often repeated well beyond what is needed. All right, so let's go on to, so our next sentence says, yet such criticism is refuted by knowing that repetition serves a vital function. It frees the audience to focus on the music itself, which can speak to audience whatever their language. And what part of that, what did you think of that sentence, Anna?
I thought that such criticism is refuted by noting that repetition serves a vital function is the main conclusion.
Yes, because we all see that, how that works, because this is what the whole author of this musicologist is trying to get at. It's like, yes, while we have this criticism, it is refuted by noting that the repetition serves a vital function. I want to know, what is that vital function? Like, why does it serve a vital function? Tell me more, please. And it goes on and explains like, hey, it's so that whenever we speak to audience, it can be the focus on whatever language. So we can see that here.
And so that would be a premise, yes?
Yes, the last would be a premise, absolutely. So then whenever we go into our questions, go ahead and put what answer you would select in the chat. He said, yet such criticism is refuted by noting that repetition serves a vital function. So, Donna, you actually had the best pre-phrase of this, even in the chat. You said, so there's a need for repetition, right? There's some, repetition has some purpose. Can we all agree with that? Whenever it refers to such criticism, what is such criticism referring to?
At the top where they're talking about the critics.
Well, the checks are generally quite short and repeated well beyond what is needed for literal understanding. That's what we're saying, like, that's what the criticism is, right? Or explanation of the criticism, that there's like a disproportionate between text and music. But we say like this such criticism is refuted by noting that repetition is needed. So essentially, we're looking for an answer choice that shows us that repetition is needed, right? And so for people that got this question, for some people, I gave out letters of what you should share what is wrong. Who had A? Okay, Jessica, why is A wrong?
A is wrong because our musologist doesn't say this. Rather, the critics say this, and his argument is what is said against what the critics say.
Yeah, excellent. This would be what the critics say is the main conclusion. Excellent. All right, who had why B is wrong?
I did.
All right, Atusa.
So basically, I said that it doesn't mention anything about being superior or not. So I kind of just didn't even look at B.
Yeah, that they're superior to most in their accessibility to device. We don't know that they're superior to other things or not. We just know that there's some purpose that they're able to reach these audiences that speak different languages. Excellent. All right, I think who had why E is wrong?
I had why E is wrong. So I was gonna choose that one, but I didn't because of the word most criticism right here.
Excellent. What does most mean?
It's a strong word. I think it's almost all, like
More than 50%.
More than 50%.
yes.
Yeah. Person changed my answer.
You said that's why you changed it to Nikki?
Yes.
Tell us more, Nikki. So why did you not like E?
Because it said most criticism, and so then when I look back at the stimulus, it said many, and then I'm like, okay, many means at least one, and so how did that jump from many to most?
Yeah, we just know this specific criticism is wrong. Maybe there's like other things about this thing that is totally worthy of criticism. Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, so we had a lot of people pick between C and D. So I'm gonna go ahead and give everybody a moment to either affirm your answer or change your answer, and go ahead and put your answer in the chat between C and D. All right, so Allison, why was D wrong?
Sorry, D was wrong because it said at least some unnecessary repetition, and that's not what was stated in the main conclusion.
Yeah, do we think that this music has unnecessary repetition? No, we said repetition serves a vital function. So this is almost the opposite, right, of what we're looking for? And then Gina, do you want to explain why C is the correct answer?
Yeah, I think that C covers the with the at least one, that covers like the many. Sorry, my uncle he surprised my mom today. But it's like a party over here at 9 a.m. Wow. But yeah, the at least one, I think they call it the logical force. It correlates with the many critics. So it's not too strong.
Fancy talk.
I'm sorry.
I said that was some fancy explanation. You said the logical force or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. We're saying such criticism. That's the difference between when we went back between C and E, right? Where E was saying most criticism. We don't know that. We just know that at least one of the criticisms is undeserved. And what that criticism is, this idea that it's repetitive. We know that criticism is not necessary. So do we all see why C is the correct answer? Fabulous. Okay, so let's go ahead and try two more for today. So go ahead and try these two and put your answers in the chat.